Hi, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Murli Dhulam. Today's topic, let us discuss about Kubernetes deployment as well as stateful set. Let us take one of the example related to Amazon application. So here we are trying to order some products. Let us say one of the product called some books. So here you can see I'm trying to purchase one of the book. So whenever you're trying to purchase the books, so web server will handle the request. And also next, once it is done, so we are trying to add these books with some add to cart. Let us say this is the add to cart. So once you complete this add to cart, these all things will be stored in your add to cart. You see, so here you can see that. So we should not lose these products even add to cart server goes down. So how we can relate this scenario with our deployment as well as our stateful set? Let us see this scenario first. Let us see what is deployment as well as stateful set. So first, let us go back to this picture. So you see, this is the Amazon application. Just now we observed, right? These are all different services you can see. So here you see mobiles, electronics, fashion, books, and so on. Different services are there. So whenever you're trying to onboard the services within the Kubernetes, you can see each service we need one deployment. So you can see this mobiles, fashion, electronics, and books. Our users, they are trying to purchase these products through different deployments you can see. So now let us go back to our documentation as well. So this is the Kubernetes documentation. Within that, to see how to create this deployment spec. So here we have already created our deployment manifesto. Let me show you this manifesto also. So this is a deployment manifesto. So here we created one of the deployment. And also just see, here we already created one of the stateful set deployment manifesto as well. So these two are ready now. So let us try to observe first theoretically. So just see here. So this is a deployment. First, let us see within the deployment, what are all components are there. Let us try to observe that. So this is a deployment. You can see service as well as deployment. So within that replica set and pod container. Let us write down these steps also. So first we need service to access your service. And after that you can see deployment. And also we need replica set and pod and containers. Containers, you can see that. Okay. Now, suppose if you are trying to send communication from service to our pods, here we are going to use our selectors as well as labels. These are all things we are going to use, selectors as well as labels. Now, so just go back to your Kubernetes cluster also. Here we already installed one of the cluster called Google Kubernetes cluster. This is a cluster, you can see that. So let me show you this cluster, Kubernetes cluster, Google Kubernetes cluster with the 3 worker nodes. Okay. So this is the version. Also, you can see that. So this is the version. Also, we placed with multiple availability, multiple zones. You can see that. And also, just let us see our inside components also. You see. So I'm using GUI tool and KubeView, and here you can see these are all services as of now. Here I install KubeView. That's why it is showing some pods here. Let's go back to our cluster console as well. This is the console, kubectl, get all. So as of now, we deployed only KubeView related deployments. That's why it is showing. And you can see all these deployments here. And next, so let us try to set up one of the deployment here. We need to understand difference between deployment as well as our stateful set. First, let us discuss with deployment here. So just try to deploy one of those manifesto here. Okay. So here we already placed our manifesto files. Just go back to this folder. Here you can see, just go to load balancer. So here we placed one of the service. You see, this is a service and also deployment. So let me show you this deployment also. This deployment contains replica set. This one you can see that. So this is the deployment, and within that replica set, and also pod template, And within the pod, you can see containers. And also these are all labels you can see. So we are using some labels. So in this way, you can see this structure also, our deployment related structure. Now, let us try to deploy this application. So I'm trying to deploy my deployment as well as service. These two things I'm trying to deploy. kubectl apply -f deployment. And also I'm trying to deploy my service as well, execute my service. So enter. So here we executed TS2, right? So let us see here. Now just go back to your cube view, right? Let's see here. Just now we onboarded our mobile deploy. Here I'm calling it as mobile deploy. Just see similar to the services, sample services. Just see here. So here I deployed my mobile service. This is a service I deployed. Just go back to the section, right? So mobile deploy. So how many replicas I'm maintaining? So here, this is my service. I'm maintaining 3 replicas. So you can also see that replicas count as well. So this is a count, you can see that. Just enter kubectl get all so that you can understand all the scenarios also. kubectl get all. Okay. So deployment 3 by 3 or mobile deployment service. And also replica set, you can see that. Now, so here we observed our deployment related mobile service, right? And next, let us see. So here, let us go back to this picture also here. Let us go back to this picture. So here we observe deployment, right? Deployment, replica set, and other things. Now, suppose if you are trying to, if any pod goes down, let us observe these changes also. Let us see. These are all different pods, right? I'm trying to delete one pod. Just imagine one of the pod goes down due to some issues. One of the issue. So due to that issue, this pod went down. Just imagine. So just go back to this picture. kubectl, right? Delete. I'm trying to delete pod manually, right? Just delete one of the pod. So this is a pod. Just remember J576. J56. This is the pod I'm trying to delete. Okay. So this is the pod here I'm trying to delete. And again, let me enter. Sorry, kubectl delete pod. You need to mention pod. Just mention pod here. Enter. So here we deleted pod. And immediately just see, this is the pod, right? So 5.6 something we mentioned. So pod 5.6. Now just try to enter. So just see it this timestamp 15 seconds ago. It means it is replacing existing pod name, right? Instead of this pod, it is replacing with new pod name. There is a pod name changes. So pod names are changing. So whenever it is replacing new pod, because replica set will take care of very desired configuration state, right? So here you can see that. So here by seeing this picture, we are saying that if any pod goes down, we may lose identities, pod identities. So these are one of the important things we need to observe. So when we can use it, right? Serverless, stateless. You can use it for stateless applications. Example or scenario, whenever you're trying to browse your products. So here you can start using web layer. For web layer, you can start using the service or deployment section, you can use it. So whenever you're trying to purchase and place an order, we need web service. Then you can use this deployment service, stateless. Now, let us go back to next section. Once you complete the purchase, we observe like add to cart, right? So we need to store all these products. Also, we should not lose these products if any add to cart server goes down. Right? So in that use case, so let us try to use our StatefulSet. Just see here. So just see, StatefulSet generally will use it for like DB servers, messaging, right? These are all scenarios we are going to use. You see, this is the scenario you can see. These are all servers, MySQL cluster, SQL master, as well as slave 1, slave 2. So replication will be happening. So we need to retain our identities also. So let us see. Same scenario if you are trying to deploy with MySQL or Kubernetes deployment. Same SQL database, right? So here there is no guarantee for order, right? And also if just now we observed if any pod goes down, right? So it may change identities as well. Pods order as well as identities, right? All pods will start in the same time as well. So this is a disadvantage for our MySQL because we need to retain our identities, right? All these things we need to retain that. Now, so instead of that, we can start using StatefulSet here. Kubernetes StatefulSet, you can use it so that we can maintain the order as well as we need to store the data. And each pod, we need to store the data as well. And also one more important thing you need to understand, Kubernetes deployment, we are going to use shared storage. Shared volume, we are going to use. So let me show you this. Somewhere we mentioned, here I didn't mention, we use default, but so here you can see shared storage for deployment. But our StatefulSet will try to use dedicated storage. Dedicated storage, we are going to use it. Let's see. Just see this picture. This is the StatefulSet. Okay. So similar to deployment, but this time we are using StatefulSet. So let us understand the difference here. So these are all different pods. Now let us try to deploy one of the StatefulSet. Just go to this picture. So here you can see. So let us try to delete this. You see. Just go back to your StatefulSet folder. So here we have already some manifesto files are there. cd StatefulSet. Enter. And let me apply this StatefulSet. Let me show you this StatefulSet manifesto also. Or here also you can see that. So this is a manifesto file. Just go to StatefulSet. So these are all manifesto files, you can see them. StatefulSet, here I'm using Nginx, right? One of the Nginx, for that I need some StatefulSet. Right? So here I'm trying to maintain three replicas I need. Okay? And also just see like minimum ready seconds, how much time you need to initialize these pods. Okay? Initialize. And also just see, this is the pod template. And termination grace period seconds. Suppose if any pod goes down, how much time you need graceful shutdown. So here you can see the time as well. And this is the image. And here we are trying to use this volume mount path within your container. Within your container, we are going to use this path. This is the path, you can see that mount path. And just see volume client templates. So here you can see that. So we are trying to fetch the storage from our storage classes. Right? Our storage classes, we are trying to fetch that. And also each pod, we are trying to assign one of the PVC. Separate PVCs we are going to assign. Let me show you this structure as well. Let us try to deploy this StatefulSet manifesto file. Let us see that first. kubectl. So I need storage class as well. That's why I'm trying to deploy one of the storage class. So this is the storage class I'm using. Here storage class name is fast. Let me show you that. So vi, and this is the storage class. I'm using Google storage disk, GCUPD, fast. Our storage class name is fast. So let us mention kubectl apply -f and statefulset.yml and a -f sc.yml. Enter. You see here. So here we created these two. Now let us go back to KubeView, and here you can see this structure also. Right? So just see here. Okay. So just now we onboarded this structure. So here, while initializing your StatefulSet, it may take some time actually. Let me show you that time. So kubectl get all. Just see here. So just see. One by one, it is trying to initialize 1 by 3 as of now. So just see pod web 0. Still, it is initializing other pods. Let us see that structure. If it is initializing one pod. Just the second pod it is creating now. So second pod. Also, let us see third pod as well. So 2 by 3. Also, just go back to QView. You can see Nginx service, right? You can see this Nginx service. So you can see this Nginx service here. Okay. So web 01, web 1, web 2, right? So it is creating service now. Okay. And also we are creating volume also. See here. Now initialized. Okay. Nginx. Right. So in this way you can see the structure also. Now let us see that. Now let us try to describe our pods also. First, before describing pods, first let us try to understand pod identities. Just now we discussed it, right? So while discussing deployment, if any pod goes down, so here we observe the structure. So pod identities has changed, but here also let us observe that. StatefulSet also let us observe this picture scenario also. So let us try to delete one of the pod related to our StatefulSet. This is the pod I'm trying to delete. So just try to delete it. kubectl delete pod. So this is the pod name. So this is the pod name. Okay. So I'm trying to delete one of the pod. You see, web 0, I'm trying to delete. Okay. So here also you can observe that. So our pod name is web 0. So just try to delete it. So here deleted, and again just enter kubectl get all. Just now we deleted. But this time just see, just now it is replaced, it has replaced same name, same pod just 3 seconds ago. Right? In this way, we can retain same host name, pod host name. So here also you can see that web 0 is same. Okay? So in this way, you can see the structure also. Now, and also let us see, just now we discussed one more point also. Each stateful set, so separate persistent volume claim is there. Each stateful set, sorry, each pod, there is a separate persistent volume claim with storage class. Okay. So let us try to describe each and every pod so that we can understand PVC. Okay. kubectl describe pod. So what is the pod name here? Web 0. Just observe one by one pods. So that we can understand claim name also, persistent volume claim name. Right? So just see here. So here, this is our pod. Just see this pod, web 0, default namespace. Okay? And also just see this is the Kubernetes cluster node. And also status. And you can see this is a container ID. And now let us focus this section. Our volume clients, we need volume information and as well as volume client. Separate volume client, each pod. See, so this is the volume client for our first pod. So this is the one. ww web 0. And also second pod also let us observe that. Second pod. So let me mention 1. And also here you can see. So just observe this. It's a volume, persistent volume claim. Persistent volume claim. Just enter here. And also one more persistent volume claim. So one more pod. I'm trying to describe each and every pod now so that we can understand separate storages, right? Separate storage requests are there. So you can see ww-web2. So here also you can see that. So it means separately we are requesting storage from storage class. This is our storage class. You can also observe the storage class within your portal as well. Just go to your cluster. This is a cluster, and you can see our storage, and this is a storage class you can see. Okay. So this is a persistent volume client. Just now we created, right? So these are all things you can see that. These are all persistent volume clients. Also, you can see our storage class as well. This is our storage class. So past is our storage class. So now, so we are requesting storage from separate scenarios. So here we observe like these are all scenarios. Just go back to this section. With the help of stateful set, we can achieve stable and unique network identifiers, stable and persistent storage, just now we discussed, right? And graceful deployment and scaling, and also order also we can maintain. So these are all things we can see that. So let us try to recap. So now whenever you're trying to set up your applications, your web layer, we can use deployment and also DBs, let us say backend. If you are trying to store some transactions, add to cart, right? We need persistent. In that use case, you can go for stateful set. Please go through the documentation. If you like this video, please share it and see you in the next video.